Hey, my name is Richard Mulholland. I am the founder and chief evangelist of presentation powerhouse Missing Link, and I'm excited to come to you every single week to try and answer a burning question that you may have around presenting, public speaking, or even entrepreneurship. And one of the questions I get asked quite a lot, because people see me really talking a lot about this tool, is this one. How and why do you use Prezi in online sales meetings? Now, it's weird. You might think this one scratches the presentation edge, but actually this is more of an entrepreneur question, because as an entrepreneur, and I say chief evangelist, I'm the chief salesy guy, right? Like I've got to be in there selling what it is we do. By the way, that doesn't mean sales manager, because I couldn't manage a piss up in a brewery. Like I'm terrible at managing things, but I'm pretty good when I show up in the room. And one of the reasons I'm quite good when I show up in the room is I understand that I don't have to go it alone. Right? I can have material enhancers, tools that will make the way I present better. Now, one of the things that people often say to me, sales professionals will say to me, is they'll say, yeah, but when we do sales meetings, we don't want to show up in a presentation. We want it to feel more conversational. And I totally agree. But for me, just like a presentation doesn't need visuals, but can be enhanced by it, a conversation can follow the very same rules. In fact, we talk a lot about conversational presenting. It's the idea of presenting without feeling like you're going through a linear process. And in this regard, in the online space, Prezi is masterful. It is a really amazing tool because it allows you to go deep and interactive very easily. However, before I get into showing you how I use Prezi, I think it's important to understand how I know where to direct people's attention. And for that, we have a question that we refer to as, and that we throw at the beginning of meetings, that we call our Dragon Hunter question. And maybe just to set your context, in Missing Link's methodology, we believe that there is a hero, there is a weapon, there is a dragon, and there is a treasure. And the job of the hero is to wield the weapon, to beat the dragon, to get rid of that, to get behind it, to get the treasure. This is true in every single sales engagement. You are not the hero, though. Your customer is the hero. The dragon they are facing is the problem in the world that you're uniquely placed to solve. And the treasure is the opportunity that exists if they do. Now, in some businesses, you're solving the threat. In some businesses, you're offering the opportunity. The best sales conversations are ones that show both the opportunity and the threat. So I always want to try to find out what those are. And to do that, I ask a question, or a Dragon Hunter question. I want them to tell me what that dragon is. So after I've done my welcome, kind of set this, so done some rapport building, set the scene for the meeting, I will say, I might just stop and say, look, before I jump into it though, I'm curious. Because nobody needs another Zoom meeting in their life right now. But what made you decide, or what made you take the time to have this meeting today? And the funny thing is, they'll tell you. Right? I just ask, I don't use slides for this, obviously. Just matter of factly, boom, it just appears. Like I'll say to them, and then they'll just tell me, oh, you know what? Like I saw your email and it just came at the right time. Got this really big pitch that we're doing. I said, oh, and you know, I mean, you guys, like a very well-reputed company, I imagine you win most of your pitches. And you do that, and then they will correct you. They say, well, you know, you'd think, but sadly, the reality is we're not quite as good as we could be. And I'll be like, well, shit, what is that costing you? And they'll say, no, look, it's been a big deal. We've lost quite a few gigs. And out of interest, if you got that right, like if I could wave a magic wand and fix your pitching and really get it, you know, get your story dialed in and get your speakers on point, what would that mean to your business? Like, what would that be worth? And then they give me an amount of money. And I was like, wow, that's incredible. Anyway, enough of that for now. Let's just kind of go in and carry on chatting. So I get as much information I can early. That then allows me to get interactive. Oh, and by the way, a guy called Greg Hickman from Alt Agency, he showed me a variation of this that I really love as well. His variation is nice because it has urgency baked in. He says this: why was this the right time to have this conversation or this meeting? That why was this the right time? Why was this the right time for you? Actually lets people say, they'll say like, we've got this big thing coming up. You know, we have just lost this thing now. That's why this is the right time. And when you ask a question like that, if you say, is this the right time? They can say yes or no. When you say, why is this the right time? They try to answer a question. They try to find an answer that justifies that right time statement. Now, once they've given you this, well, then you can get full interactive. And that's what I like to do here. So then what I'll do is say, okay, well, let's jump into it and lead the conversation. So if I heard you correctly, what you said was this, and you really believe that you have a charismatic, business leader that you really feel that could become a speaker and help kick off some stage marketing. Well, I think what we need to chat a bit about right now is our Story to Stage program. Now, obviously, what you can see there is I've got a bunch of content. So I could go into a presentation academy. I could go into online presentation business. I could use any one of these things. And again, they look and feel impressive. That's what Prezi allows me to do, to create this really nice, what you used to get in those virtual CD-ROM projects, but I get to do it on screen in front of the customer. If they said, oh, we want to do our online events, so say, cool, great, yeah, totally, and I get it. Like, because everyone's stuck in these Zoom meetings all day long, and, they have webinar fatigue, but they don't have webinar fatigue. They have bad, crappy webinar fatigue. So how do we fix this? And, go into that level of detail. And then I'll just take them back to the beginning again, and we'll chat a little bit. And I might just leave this sitting here at the corner edge, just and it kind of fades away as we're chatting. But it does mean that as we're chatting about things, I can say to them, oh, wow, okay, great, let's go into this. And I'll show you what it is we do in that regard. And what's quite nice as well is even though when I get into this, even though I have it as a linear progression, what you can't see is off screen right now is I can go over there and I could get into a very specific bit of content, that I might cover some bits of details that I want to go through step by step. I don't have to just follow that structure. So Prezi allows you to do this very, very well. It allows you to create an enhanced conversation with your customers. And I think that's worth looking into. It's so much better than just setting off a PDF document or of just like going through a shared screen file with lots of text on it. Make it feel that you didn't show up to do a presentation, but you just got the material on the ready to facilitate a better conversation for you and your prospects. Now, there are many, many tutorials available on Prezi of how to do this built into their Prezi Present tool and how to author it. It's relatively easy. You can pick it up. Or, of course, if you are keen, feel free to send a mail to info@msnglnk.com. We would love to help you with it and jump on a call. I'd love to jump on a call with you or your team and kind of take you through how we could. But again, you may not need us. We've put lots of resources online available, like our action framework, the thinking about how we think about conversations and presentations that I'll link to up here. You're welcome to watch and do this yourself. And again, Prezi have great resources. Go check out Spencer Waldron on LinkedIn and connect with him. He is often sharing amazing, amazing content about how you can level up your Prezi game. So that's it. I hope I piqued your interest. I hope it made you think that there is a better way to use Prezi and to use tools to enhance your sales conversations. And I hope it's something you'll consider trying, because it's really, really been a great tool to help me level up myself as a presenter and a salesperson, but also create a better experience for my customers in sales meetings, which results in revenue. That's it for me for this one. Definitely hit like or subscribe if you could. We're really trying to grow the authority of the channel, and I want to bring you some great content that will really help you raise your game in this regard. Looking forward to seeing you next week again. Until then, lead loud. Peace.